Welcome back, guys. CISM exam questions part 1. Today we will discuss about this. Let's begin the session without any delay. Here the question number 1. Which of the following have highest level risk? Four options are given. Okay. The question is asking during the risk assessment which of the following having most highest disaster recovery disaster output. So number one is lack of regularly DRP testing, no doubt it's a high level risk. Second one is phishing attack targeting trainee employee, no doubt it's also a risk. Third is data leakage observed having low risk, okay, having also risk. In data center, occasional lapse of physical security, also a risk. So guys, let's discuss one by one exactly that so that we can identify that which of the following have highest level of risk. So number one is lack of regularly DRP testing. Guys, what is DRP? It is a disaster recovery plan. So first try to understand why disaster recovery planning is important. So disaster recovery planning is an important process for every business to go through. Okay. A disaster recovery plan requires identifying threats, setting goals for disaster recovery, researching the best ways to achieve those objectives, and testing of plans. Uh, this is a portfolio of policies, tools, and processes used to recover or continue operations of critical IT infrastructure, software, systems after a natural or human disaster made. So this is actually the purpose of DRP testing, right? So that if our data center goes down, right, we can have shift all our services towards the secondary site. So this is the requirement of disaster recovery. Phishing attack targeting a trainee employee. So trainee employee is a lower level employee. So I think there would be no much impact regarding this. Oh, okay, data leakage observed having low risk. Low risk means acceptable risk. So these two options having deducted from our questions. Okay, in a data center, occasionally lapse of physical security having risk, but this risk is smaller than our disaster risk. So the correct answer is A, lack of regular DRP testing. Let's start the second questions in the next slide. Okay. During a security incident case, which is the initial step an information security manager should take? So if we can see the question here, what is the initial step, right? Initial steps means what is the first step? Okay, what is the first step? FIRST, first step. So the question is asking about the sequence. If any if any incident happens, right, what sequence would be taken by the information security manager? So question is asking about the sequential, right? Step 1, step 2, like this. So conduct risk assessment, no doubt. Inform inform regulatory bodies and stakeholders, also a part. Activate incident response team, reduce impact to acceptable level. So guys, option D is an output, so we have to reduce deduct these options. So we have now three options. Conduct risk assessment. How can we conduct a risk as assessment? After activating the response team. So this option is also deducted. Now we have two options. B and C, inform regulatory bodies and stakeholders and activate incident response team. So it's obvious that if we are in trouble, right, first try to indicate our in-house response team. So option number C is the correct one. Option number C is the first step. Going to the next slide, next question, please. Okay. During new application migration, team has discovered regulatory gaps, but business unable to close because of the budget limit. What is the initial step an information security manager will take? If we can see the questions, application migration is going on. Okay, and gap is about the regulatory side. But due to the budget problem, organization is not able to close the regulatory gap. Okay, what step should be taken by the ISL? Update the risk register. This will not be the first, obviously. Take approval from management of risk acceptance. It's a risk, no problem. Inform legal team regarding regulatory laws, okay, and assess the risk of non-compliance. See, here we have three options: B, C, and D. Okay, so how can we take approval from senior management without analyzing the risk, right? So option B has been cut because option D is prior from option D. So now we have two options, C and D. Inform legal team regarding regulatory laws. See, without assessing the risk of non-compliance, we cannot in touch with any team. So option C has been cut and option D is the correct answer. See, this is very a methodological question, right? If our organization is suffering from any gaps, right? First, try to assess the risk of a non-compliance. This will always be the initial step. So option D is the correct answer. I'm writing here option number D. Thank you. Moving to the next question, please. In classification process, what is the first step? Okay, classification may be like a kind of process classified, a kind of data classification, any of this, because questions has not declared what exactly process they want to asking. So option number one is cost of control. See, cost of a control will not be the first step because without assessing the control, right, without assessing the gaps, right, without implementing the control, how can we analyze the cost? So option A is out of the race. Risk assessment, yes, risk assessment would be a part. Asset value, yes, asset value would be a part, because if we are going to purchase a mobile phone, okay, and we are not and we are not knowing the make and model of that mobile. So before purchasing anything, we should know the value of any asset. So B and C are in race. Option number D is locating and identifying information resources. Yes. See, these two are important, but without identifying information resources, how can we identifying B and C? But question is asking for the first step. So first step is to locating and identify the information resources. So option number D is the correct one. Moving to the next question, please. You have been assigned to build and risk management in your organization. What is the first step you would take? Sequence. What would be the first step? KRI. It's a key risk indicator. How can we find? After analyzing the complete risk chart, which is not a first step. So option number B is out of race. Organizational risk mitigation strategy. How can we make the strategy? By knowing the risk report. So risk report is the first before B. So B is also out of the race. Now we have left option number C and D. Understanding the potential consequences of a compromise. Compromise, like a compromise means we should know the vulnerabilities and threats, because then and only then we came to know that now what is the compromise level, right? Without knowing the criticality of the vulnerability, right? Without knowing the without knowing the threats, like without knowing the risk, right? How can we identify the consequences of the compromise? No. So option number C, always deduct, because identifying the vulnerabilities, threats, and risk is the first step before C. That's why I had make C as out of the race. Option number D is automatically selected because top of the three has been rejected. So option number D is the correct one. Let's read what is this. Understanding the risk profile. Okay, see, risk profile means understanding the risk of organization. Okay, understanding the level of organization, What is exactly that? Understanding the vulnerabilities, yes. That at what level the organization is. Understanding the level of threats of organization. So obviously, if we are managing the risk management in our organization, right? So these risk profile, vulnerability profile, and threats level profile should be aware. So option number D is the correct one. Moving to the next question. Next slide. Here the question number 6. In a multinational organization, local security regulations would be implemented over global policies because very important question this is, because multiple times it has been seen that organization not able to decide that which policies we need to prioritize. It's a local policies, like local means, see, local means guys, local countries, okay, regional countries, regional levels, and global means like PCI, okay, like ISM, like NIST. So these are the international policies. Global means international. So let's see the options. What are the options available here? A is business objective are defined by local business unit managers. No, because hiring is always at the global level. What is the B? Deploying awareness of local regulations is more practical than of global policies. No, this is also not the correct one. Why? Deploying awareness of local regulation, because both regulations have their own importance, right? So both of them are correct. So awareness, we have to make aware of the global policies as well, and the local countries regulatories as well. Option number C, what is this? Global security policies include unnecessary controls of local businesses. No, this is exactly the wrong concept. What is the option number D? Requirements of local regulations take precedence. Yes, because of the precedence, option number D is correct. Okay, because we have to survive in our local environment. So settlement of internal environment would be more important. Next question, please. Next slide. To gain a clear understanding of the impact that a new regulatory requirement will have on organizations, perform information security controls, and information security managers should first. Again, this sequential. I am reading the question again. To gain a clear understanding of the impact that a new regulatory requirement will have on organization information security controls, what would be the ISM? First step, conduct a cost beneficial analysis, conduct a risk assessment, interview senior management, and perform gap analysis. Obviously, as I asked you in the previous slide regarding similar questions we had to discuss, always try to assess the risk of the non-compliance. Assess the risk means identify the gap first. Identify the gap first, because without knowing the gap, right, we cannot we cannot measure what is the level of risk, and without measuring the level of risk we cannot do anything. So option number D, perform a gap analysis. Okay, where is the gap exactly? Coming to the next question. Next slide, please. When management changes the enterprise business strategy, which of the following processes should be used to evaluate the existing information security controls as well as to select the new information security controls? Reading the questions once again. When management changes the enterprise business strategy, which of the following processes should be used to evaluate the existing information security controls as well as to select the new information security controls? See, the question is asking, okay, see, this is our existing risk management, okay, and we are changing the environment, okay, from this A state to B state. Okay, so four options are given. What would be the preference? What would be the first, right? What is the, which of the following process should be used to evaluate from shifting from A to B? Access management control, we can, like we can implement the same as A, no problem. Change management, no problem. Risk, like configuration management, no problem. Risk management means what is the risk involved in above three. So risk management is a father of all the processes here. FATH here, father. Okay, so option number D, risk management, is the correct answer here. Coming to the next question, next slide please. Which of the following is the best way to build a risk aware culture? Which of the following is the best way to build a risk aware culture? Option A, like periodic changes, risk awareness messages ensure that threats are communicated organization wide in a timely manner. Periodically test compliance with security controls and post results. Establish incentives and a channel for staff to report risk. Guys, I am leaving this question number 9 answer for you. Okay, you can make the comment. You can make your comment what would be the correct answer for the same. Okay, I am leaving the answer for you guys to test your knowledge. Next question please. Here the question number 10. What would be an information security manager's best recommendations upon learning that an existing contract with a third party does not clearly identify requirements for safeguard the organization critical data? This is a question from TPRM, like TPRM section, third party risk management section. Okay, the question is asking, okay, a third party not clearly identify the requirements for safeguarding the organization's critical data. Okay, what is the information security manager's best recommendations? Options are cancel the outsourced contract. Option number B, transfer the risk to the provider. Create an abundant to the existing contract. Initiate an external audit of the provider's data center. See, we cannot cancel the contract at once. Okay, because cancelling is always, because cancelling is always depend upon what contract has been made. So this option is not satisfying the question. Transfer the risk to the provider, it would be considerable now. Okay, third is we have to create an abundant to the existing contract, right? Like just add an clause in the existing contract that this is the ongoing situation. Okay, option D, initiate an external audit to the provider data center. Option D is straightforward disconnected because there is no means of external audit, because here the discussion is going in about the contract. So if we talk about the contract, and no interference of external persons would be there. So we have to choose anyone from B and C. See, transfer the risk to the provider, that's fine, but how can we directly transfer, right? Before this, we have to make an contract update, or we have to add an clause in the existing contract that yes, third party is not satisfying our requirement. So if any data breach would be there, right, then third party would be responsible for any unusual things happening. Okay, so option number C, we have to create an extension of the existing contract is the correct answers. So I hope guys this session likes you a lot, right? Which of the questions you like the most, and I'm looking for question 9 answers from you guys to test your knowledge. You can make your comment so that I would know that yes, what is the uh, answers from your side of question number 9. So this is all about the today's session guys. I will not take much time of yours. Next session would be coming very soon regarding CISM question. It's part 2. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you.